Hey folks, another day on the homestead. Common disruptions. We had our mailbox knocked over, somebody bumped into it. So I got to go replace that. I got the post, the mailbox ready to go, and some concrete ready. So we're gonna go take care of that. At the same time, we're gonna run around today, and it's a hot day, but it's a good day. We're gonna cut down some broken limbs and some trees and start putting those in the chipper today. So we got a big day ahead of us, staying busy. Let's go ahead and take care of this mailbox right now. All right, here it is. We got the Hamilton post from Architectural Mailboxes. We got the Ironside box from Architectural Mailboxes. So hopefully, in all likelihood, they're going to be compatible. Prepared with 2 bags of concrete, tools, and of course, Bluetooth music. We'll put a battery in there, put some Bluetooth music on. Try to keep us sane in this heat out here. Okay, here we are. The post broke off at the ground level. I dug this out yesterday, just popped it out with a spade shovel, dug up all the dirt, put the mailbox in so that nobody would fall in here, no cars would hit this hole, just in case. Just being extra careful. So, let's get started. All right, let's open these up and see what we're working with. Here's our hardware. Nice magnet enclosure. All right, let's open this post. The mailbox just relied on glue. So this one has more substantial packaging here. Styrofoam. Plastic decoration. There's our steel pipe. First I thought it had a new car smell, but now I don't smell that anymore. Second post. So what we're looking at here is we got the steel mailbox, we got a steel post, but then the finial and the mailbox support is going to be aluminum. Then it's ABS plastic for the decorative bottom on that post. Here's the instructions. They actually look pretty detailed, pretty good. We're going to go through our hardware, make sure that we have everything, but this looks fairly nice. I like this. Just one-sided and super straightforward and all one page so you can see it. The hardware for the post, large Ziploc bag, a small sealed bag. All right, folks, I just did a count of all the hardware. It's all there, so that's good. Okay, for our first act, we're just gonna take these posts, line up the holes, and they give you what they call 3 sheet metal screws to screw into these. So we'll just get those started. Come back with a hex head driver and drive those in. I just want to get it on there enough to get it started. Just don't want to lose those screws in the grass before I can drive them in. The instructions don't seem to indicate, unfortunately, what size screw that is, but it looks like it's 10 millimeter. All right, I just noticed down here it does tell you the measurements that you're going to need to comply with for the, the USPS federal requirements for your mailbox. So in case you don't want to look it up, it will be in your instructions. This one says 41 to 45 inches from the road surface to the top surface of the arm, which is the top where the mailbox, the bottom of the mailbox is going to sit. So we're way under that right now because this 4x4 post that was in here was super deep because they did not use concrete when they put this in. So we're going to use concrete. So we're way too low right now. We're below grade, and top of our post right now is only about 36 inches. So we got to come up at least, more than the 5 inches because we got to have the top of the finial and everything. So let's push some of this dirt back in, and then we'll put some gravel and concrete in here with this post. All right, I filled this with dirt. It's a bit of a slope here, so on the front it's about 13-14 inches, and on the back about 16 inches. So about 13-14 here, about 16 here. Their recommendation is 12 to 18, so this should be fine. Now we're going to come up on the post. We want to make sure that the bottom of our mailbox is about 41 to 45. We're going to put some gravel down in here and some concrete, so we just want to make sure that we keep it straight. We got a post level we're going to use, and also that we account for a little bit extra height with that gravel there. So we're about 12 in the front and 14 inches in the back. We're at the minimum. Well, I couldn't find my torpedo level, so we're going to use a post level here. Okay. That is very close to being straight. So let's go ahead and get our concrete. Our first bag of concrete is in. That's our first 80-pound bag. Water, concrete are both in. It's been drying for about 30 minutes. We're going to add in another bag of concrete and some more water. Just double checking our bubbles, making sure we don't push anything with the concrete. I just like to slope it up to the post without creating too many ridges. We don't want to capture water on the way down. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes. It's not a good place. I don't have a portable tank and there's no water hose near here, so we're just going to keep adding water with a bucket, and it doesn't have to look perfect. You know, if the aggregate comes to the top, it's okay. So let's go ahead and add a little bit more water and we'll check on it later. Okay, our concrete's been sitting here for a few days actually. We haven't had a chance to get back to it, but I did add water each time I came out. I'm noticing that I'm putting these self-tapping screws in, but they just don't get any tighter. There's still some wiggle here. I don't know if that's by design or what. Now we're gonna put our decorative cover on at the bottom. It just sits there on the bottom. It does say that it'll go up and down when you need to weed eat or garden around it, if you have such a need. These are going to be held on by 4 of these pointy tapping screws, is what they call for. And since these are plastic, I'm doing this by feel. I don't want to over tighten, break any plastic and ruin it. But it does take quite a few turns. The pieces do kind of lock together with an inner and an outer edge. But it does take quite a few turns, more than I would have thought, to get these to cinch up. There we go. Okay, now we're going to put on the mounting arms, the support arms. There's 4 of these rubber gaskets that are going to be inset into the curved part of the arm. They're kind of hot, so I'm letting them sit and rest, but when they're ready, I'm going to put these rubber valves or rubber seals into the curved portion, and then we'll be putting it here. We'll have to mount it at the correct height for the bottom of the box, and then we've got 6 of these Phillips screws that are going to hold our mounting arms together. So I got our mounting arms gently set at an approximate height. We're going to measure this, make sure it's going to come out to between 41 and 45 inches. And I've got 1 screw holding it with all the seals nicely in place correctly, but just that 1 screw holding it until we can come back and double check our measurement for our height and get the rest of the screws put together. Well, we're about 43 3/8. So technically we are within regulation. I guess we were right the first time. That doesn't happen very often. All right, let's continue putting in our screws. I'm gonna direct this more straight to the street. There we go. Okay, so our screws for this mounting arm are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 2 screws are in. I'm gonna go ahead and cinch up the other side here. These screws are actually pretty easy. These don't take many turns. Well, that one took a little bit more. I don't think that one's lining up quite right, so we'll come back to that one. Maybe once all the other ones are in, that one will cinch up nicely. Let's see if we can tighten this one up now. There it goes. So if you have one that doesn't want to cinch up with both sides, if it just keeps turning, it's probably just go to the other ones, tighten it up, and then come back to that one and it'll tighten up once it connects, once it joins up a little bit more. The post gives you an option to install your mailbox with bottom holes inside out, and you can also use the side holes if need be. So it does have two options. We'll probably try the inside holes first, and if that doesn't work, we'll go to the outside holes. Okay, for the next step, putting the mailbox onto the post, onto the mounting arm, it calls for these long screws and washers. Alright, that's my fault, folks. I misread the instructions. These are the screws for the side holes, not the top holes. So long Phillips head for the side, the other hex head bolts for the top mounting holes. No wonder it didn't fit. It's a hot one, y'all. I'm pouring sweat. Okay, we got 4 washers, 4 hex heads now. Let's try this again. Okay, this time we'll see if the drill fits, but it's a 1/2 inch bit. Looks like the drill will just barely fit too. Okay folks, I never found the instructions for the flag. I did go online and find them though, so it's pretty straightforward. Obviously screws on one side, lock nuts on the other. They give you a nylon washer and a nylon bushing here. I'm missing a piece. I did find the instructions for the flag, but in the process I just opened the bag and is it a missing part or I dropped one, so I can't find the spacer. You know, we could put it on there, but I don't know that it's gonna stay. You know, what the heck, let's try it anyway. So the top hole is going to be screw, nylon washer, flag, and then this flat bushing, top hole, and a lock nut. Now they gave us a lock washer, but they don't say to use it, at least on the Ironside mailbox. Alright, that's just hand tightened. I don't have a wrench on the back there. Now the bottom one would normally be a screw, a spacer, or a bumper for the flag, just to soften, the bumper's supposed to soften give a place for the flag to rest. But that seems to be the piece that we're missing, so we're gonna have to do without that. In lieu of that, maybe I'll try this extra washer that I have. Let's try this lock washer. I don't know what they gave it to us for, but we're gonna put it on there with the washer. And then we'll put the lock nut on the back here. Okay. This flag will come down and just rest on that loose screw. It's just a loose screw because we can't find the extra spacer bushing right now. So we're going to tighten it up just a little bit so they don't fall off. Okay, the flag, we don't want it to be too tight. We are going to tighten it up a little bit. Actually, if you tighten it up, the flag holds itself under its own weight and compression, but that will likely change over time as temperatures fluctuate. We are missing that bushing. We are missing that spacer that's supposed to hold this very nicely, but it's still not going anywhere. I mean, this screw, it could go in and miss the flag, but it's not. It's going to hold it. So if you're like me and you lose a piece or can't find it in the bag, then you can do without. You can make this work. Overall, it went pretty well. I'd say Getting to the screws inside in the back is the hardest part, lining those up. And also, don't lose any of those small pieces. They don't give you any extras in this. You know, it would be nice if they threw in some extra nylon fittings. Okay folks, if you like this video, give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the homestead, y'all.